Good morning. It is still morning. Penny and I would like to invite you to our home. Hi guys. Today we're going to be chatting about a no spend challenge 2023. And in today's video, we are going to cover a multitude of topics regarding this no spend challenge. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what exactly is a no spend challenge, why it can be beneficial, our personal why, our personal rules and exceptions, how I kind of intend to be accountable with this challenge, as well as tips that can maybe help you or just kind of some advice that I have. And then I also want to touch a little bit at the end about our pantry challenge that we will be doing as well. So if any of that sounds great to you, or you want to save some money, or you want to go on a trip, I'm telling you, keep watching. About 3 years ago, I was inspired to do my first no spend challenge by the fairly local family, Amber. They've been doing it for a long time. I really enjoy her videos, and I think we first did one about 3 years ago. And when we did that, we did a challenge in the month of January. We've done it for 2 to 3 months before as well, but typically it is January. However, this year we are going to do this for an entire year. And I'm a little nervous because I've never done it this long, but I'm also super excited because I really want to challenge myself, and I'll kind of get into why we chose to kind of do this for an entire year a little bit later in the video. What is a no spend challenge? It's really kind of simple. I think people easily complicate it, and really you can, anytime you try something new, it's so easy to overcomplicate it. But really what it boils down to is you only spend money on the things that you need, and you don't spend money on things like wants. So I really love this saying, use it up, wear it out, and make it do or do without. That's something that I've always, not always, but I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind. But this is the first time that we're really kind of taking it to heart and really kind of like reeling in and assessing the things that we do purchase. That's pretty much the breakdown. Most people, what they will do is they will pay for their housing, their utilities. Some people try not to buy gas, but I know that's not really realistic for those of us that are commuting to and from work. A lot of people enjoy spending money, like going shopping. I personally, I don't like shopping. I've had the clothes that I'm wearing now for several years. Actually, these pants that I'm wearing, these pants I have had since before I met my husband, and my husband and I have been together for 14 years. I don't like spending money, I don't like buying clothes, and I wear things out. I use it up and I wear it out. That can be a really big point, a pain point for some people is shopping. So it can help people to curb either their unnecessary shopping habits, online shopping, things like that. Especially if you are going into debt or you have a lot of credit card debt and you are really spending a lot of money, this is something that can definitely benefit you. I'm just trying to put it into perspective. I don't care what you do with your life, honestly. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you do you, boo. For us personally, what it has done for us is we've really reduced our eating out. That's probably where we spend most of our money, is eating out and unnecessary grocery shopping trips. Especially now with prices going up like insanely. My family of 4 used to be able to eat out. I mean, if we went to like a decent restaurant, maybe 50 bucks with like a tip. Now it's 70 bucks easily. And I just can't justify that. And I really don't like the idea of somebody else cooking my food. I've really gotten kind of into wanting to know what's in my food, where my food came from, and things like that. So our plan for this year is to do it for the entire year of 2023. My plan is to kind of do it until I'm completely out of student loan debt. You can watch my video up here. I think that was the last video that I did on debt. I started, if you're not familiar, I started with just under $80,000 of student loan debt. Most of it is federal student loans, and then I did have $7,000 or $8,000 on an alternative loan that had a really high interest rate. I paid that off a long time ago. That was one of the first things I paid off. I am currently just under $46,000 in student loan debt, which I think is amazing, which means in the past 4 years, I've paid off $30,000 in debt. And a lot of that has to do with doing these no spend challenges. I will kind of be talking more about debt updates throughout these videos. I'm gonna kind of incorporate that into these videos. So if you've been dying to hear about a debt update, you'll have to keep watching these updates. In addition to paying off student loan debt, I also just want to be more aware of where my money is going. I really want to focus more on voting with my dollar. This is something that has become, it's always been important to me, but I've really kind of taken it to the next level. I try to buy as much of our food locally that I can't grow as possible. And with that, I also grow a lot of my own food, and I am not necessarily doubling my garden space. I think I have around 500 square feet of garden space, and by the summer, I'm working on it currently, I will have probably about 8 800 to 900 square feet of garden space. So I really am planning on growing as much of my food as possible. I know you're probably like, what does that have to do with the no spend challenge? It's just really trying to make me be more aware of where my money is going. I really want to be able to vote with my dollar, and I'm just trying to kind of pull away from really relying on the big guy. I don't really know what the big guy is. I just really want to support the little guy. So to keep myself accountable, I do plan on making updates. I don't know how often I'm going to be making updates. My plan is to kind of do weekly updates in the beginning. I feel like that might maybe get a little bit redundant. I find personally that the first month is the absolute hardest, so I think I will be doing weekly updates. You guys can kind of let me know if you are doing this challenge with me. And I know what you might be thinking. Alyssa, it's January 3rd right now, and hello, you missed the first of the year. Listen up. I did not start this challenge on the first of the year. I started this challenge when I decided that I wanted to do this challenge, and that was sometime between Christmas and New Year's. I actually don't even know what day we started it. You do not have to wait for a Monday to start a new goal. You do not need to wait for the first to start a new goal. You just have to kind of be aware that you have a goal and you need to do it. You need to put in the work. I don't know why I talk with my hands a lot, but it just is what it is. Now I kind of want to get into the tips / advice / that's pretty much it. That's what this section is going to be, is tips and advice. For me personally, my biggest challenge, and this is not to throw any shade on my partner because I love him so much and he is so supportive. He's literally let me turn 70% of my backyard into a farm. So this is not dogging on him at all. However, I have found that personally for me, this challenge comes a little bit more naturally to me than it does for him. And that's okay. When we first did these challenges, it was incredibly difficult for him. So I really try not to push him. He's an adult. I really kind of just want to let him do what he wants to do. And so the reason I'm mentioning this is that some of you may have partners that are completely opposed to doing this, but you really want to do it. I say absolutely do it. One person can reduce so much spending. For me personally, it's me, my 2 daughters, and my husband. Even if my husband doesn't want to do this challenge, I still have a lot of, I don't like the word control, but I have a lot of oversight of what gets spent on myself and my 2 daughters. So that's 75% of my family. That's a pretty big deal. So even if Charlie did whatever he wanted to do and bought whatever he wanted to buy, I could very significantly reduce our spending. Please don't let your partner not wanting to do this, or whoever you're with, they're not into doing it. Just do it for you. You don't have to have other people's approval. I am very much like an independent person to a fault, and nobody's gonna tell me that I can't do something. So if I have something in my brain, I'm gonna do it. With everything in life is you just lead by example, live your life, and if people want to join in, they will. And if they don't, then whatever. If you're really kind of trying to figure out where you spend your money, or if even something like this would benefit you, I highly suggest that you print off 3 months worth of bank statements and kind of go through and see where you're spending your money. Because when I first did that, oh boy, was I living in denial. I was like, I don't spend any money, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I spent like $1,000 on takeout that month. $1,000 on takeout? And this is before the prices went up. This is like Taco Bell, Culver's. $1,000 in 1 month? Not happening. Not anymore. I really encourage you all to kind of assess where your money's going. And with that, you can also kind of see like what subscription services that you have that you might not use, like a gym membership or Netflix. Let's say you can share Netflix with a friend or a sibling. Do that. One thing that we've kind of done is we'll rotate through them. Like, for instance, we'll have HBO Max, and then we'll watch whatever we want to watch on HBO Max and be done with it. You know, then we'll get Hulu, and then we'll watch whatever we want to watch on Hulu, and we just kind of cycle through the different subscription services. And that's an easy way to save money, but still have and relatively cheap entertainment. I don't know if I even need to mention this, but cable. Do people still have cable? Let me know. I'm curious. I think out of the 14 years that we've been together, we've maybe had cable 3 to 4 of them. Some people are a little bit more extreme with their no spend challenges. Some people won't buy groceries. Some people won't buy gas. You have to kind of figure out what's gonna work for you. I encourage you to watch a few of these no spend videos and kind of see other people's rules and other people's exceptions and kind of see, you know, what might work for you and what might not. Throughout this journey, what I find to be helpful is when you think of something that you really want, write it down on a sheet of paper. And whether you're doing a month-long no spend challenge, 2 months, a year, at the end of your no spend challenge, you can look at the list and be like, do I really want that? For me personally, we've been doing this for about a week and I've already come to a lot of things that I've already wanted. But one of the main things is I have really wanted a Dutch oven, and we went to, because I want to make crusty bread, I love baking bread. We went to Fleet Farm and I was gonna get it. I'm like, I'm finally buying this dang Dutch oven for soups and breads and whatever. They were completely sold out of Dutch ovens, which helped because I was like, you know what? I really don't need it. I have bread pans, I have pots to make soup. I don't need a Dutch oven. So there's one thing that I already thought about. And another thing that might be a little bit more extreme for you guys, but for me personally, I'm really trying to, it's not even just a no spend challenge. I'm really trying to completely simplify my life and not spend money unnecessarily. I have a shower curtain liner that, just use your imagination, it's not good. And I could easily throw it away and go get a new one. You can get a cheap shower liner for what, $1, $2? They probably have them at the dollar store. I really want to reduce my waste, so I'm gonna take that darn shower curtain liner and I'm gonna scrub the crap out of it and then I'm gonna hang it back up. Imagine if I did that for a couple years. The thing is plastic. It's one of those nice ones, you know, that I think it should last for several years if I take good care of it. It's my own fault for letting it get a little too far, but that's okay. Also with cleaning that, I'm like, I don't even know if I have shower cleaner right now, but with baking soda and vinegar and water and lemon, I should be able to clean it, right? I mean, theoretically, so I'll have to keep you guys posted on that. But these are just some things that have like come up that I just kind of wanted to mention. So the real true benefit of this is a psychological change. Yes, financial benefits are awesome and saving money is awesome, but the psychological benefits that you can get from a challenge like this is really, it really helps reset your spending, and it makes you realize the things that you're spending money on, like just the dumb stuff. All right, so pretty much our rules are to not spend anything that we don't need to spend money on. I do have a few exceptions. I would like to start learning how to sew. So if I can, I'm gonna try to, I already have a sewing machine and thread and all that. I am thinking about going to the thrift store to pick up, a lot of the times they have just like extra fabric. I'm gonna allow myself to do that. Pretty much if there's anything that I really want, I would maybe, and I thought about it a lot, I would make an exception to go thrifting. The girls are probably gonna need new clothes by the end of the year, so I'm also gonna have the exceptions of buying them new shoes because my girls are so hard on their shoes now at their age, so I'll buy them new shoes. And if they need new clothes, we are also gonna buy them thrifted. The clothes will buy thrifted, the shoes will most likely be new. Also, like I said, I have really big goals for my garden, and obviously some exceptions. I'm gonna have to probably spend $1,000. I have so much money. But I'm gonna be spending like $1,000 probably on dirt for my garden beds because last year I probably made at least a dozen trips like to and from the garden center, and it was all in bags, and I really don't want to do that. It's so wasteful. So I'm hoping to just get a massive truck dumped of dirt in my yard, and we were kind of pricing it out last night, and it's looking like it's probably going to be about $1,000. So exceptions are going to be seeds and then dirt and amendments for the garden. With me wanting to grow the majority of our own food, that's going to be obviously a little bit more of a necessity. One of the last things that I kind of want to talk about is a pantry challenge. And this is kind of a little bit separate from this video, but I just want to put like a little tidbit in here about it because it can definitely be beneficial for a lot of people. So basically the pantry challenge is kind of the same as a no spend challenge. You can kind of make the rule, whatever rules you want. Some people will choose to not go to the grocery store at all for the entire month. Me personally, our goal is to live out of our pantry, but we really like fresh fruits like oranges and citrus is in season right now, and pretty much winter is the only time that we buy citrus like oranges. I am giving us a budget of $20 a week if we so choose to spend it, but that's just kind of like our little exception. It really kind of helps you be creative and helps you use up the food that you have. I will say we have a very robust pantry, especially with the fact that we buy a lot of stuff in bulk too, because I hate shopping. I absolutely hate shopping. So, you know, I buy flour and sugar, really the staples in bulk. So rice, things like that. And I definitely don't think that it will be extremely difficult for us. I may incorporate some videos with the pantry challenge that we're doing. You guys will have to let me know if that's something you're interested in. Kind of my final thoughts to wrap this up. I'm like slowly sliding down further and further into the couch the longer this video goes. My final thoughts is that it is the most difficult in the first month, especially in the first week or two. So if you fall off, that's fine. hop right back on. This isn't about being perfect, and I really wish people would look at life like that a lot more. It's not black and white. It's not about being perfect. It's about behavior modification. You'll slip up. I'll slip up. It's fine. Get back on. You learn from it. You move on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you are doing this, whether you're doing it for a month, even if you're doing it for like a week. Maybe try it for a week if a month is too overwhelming. We are gonna do it for a year. I'm really excited to see where we go from here, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So, hope you guys are all well. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!